That's where we begin our look at today's top stories. In an exclusive interview with 60 Minutes, Norah O'Donnell asked the president about his call to end the filibuster, and Mr. Trump doubled down.
But you know what? The Republicans have to get tougher. If we end the filibuster, we can do exactly what we want. We're not going to lose power. The theory is, then we'll do it. But then when they get into power someday, they'll do it. That's true. But you know what?
So you think
we're here right now.
Food assistance funding is supposed to be distributed today, despite the White House saying it actually would not because of the government shutdown. You see, two federal judges ruled Friday the Trump administration has to dip into a contingency fund to make this happen. In a social media post, the president said he asked his lawyers to get clarification from the court about how to legally fund SNAP benefits. And the transportation secretary says the shutdown's impact on the nation's airports is going to get worse. On Face the Nation, Sean Duffy said the government will stop air traffic to avoid safety issues. And new CBS News polling shows more Americans are feeling uneasy about the shutdown's economic impact. 54% of Americans say they're very concerned, which, as you see on your screen, is up from 49% early last month. And more people are souring on the politicians involved as well. President Trump, Democrats, and Republicans in Congress have all seen people's disapproval of their handling of the shutdown rise since October. CBS News Chief White House correspondent Nancy Cordes brings us more on the shutdown from the White House now. Good morning, Nancy. The Trump administration faces this deadline today over benefits. There's a back and forth. So where do things stand at this moment?
Well, here's where things stand, Errol. There are not one but two federal courts who have said just in the past couple of days that the administration has to make these payments and that it has to use contingency funds in order to do it so that there is no lapse in the SNAP benefits that go to 42 million households in this country. On Friday, President Trump said he wasn't so sure and that his lawyers weren't that sure that they could simply pay these benefits out in a shutdown. The court said, oh, no, you can, and you need to do it right away. So yesterday, on a couple of the Sunday shows, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent said that they are going to try to do it, that it could happen by Wednesday. He wasn't definitive, but he said that the president doesn't want these benefits to lapse, and Democrats say they don't want them to lapse either. But nevertheless, there are millions of Americans who are worried that they are going to lose out on these benefits, at least temporarily. And for people like Rebecca Hall, who we spoke to, has 5 kids and who relies on that monthly check, this is a big worry. Take a listen.
I said, wow, this is really happening in America. For people like me that pay PS&G, pay rent, transportation, stuff that the kids need, now you're going to have to pick and choose.
And so just like we've talked about with government workers, Errol, who, some of them can't miss even a single paycheck without getting into some serious financial trouble, there are a lot of parents out there who say even one missed SNAP check puts them into the red as well.
Yeah, which impacts their children directly. Nancy Cordes with that update. Thank you.